this is the project that we're going to be creating today. And these are the little inchy stamps that I used in my project that is going to be part of one of the giveaways. So isn't that so cool? So let me show you how we created this beautiful project. Alright, and here are the stamp sets that I used to create this stamp, or this project. Okay, so this is the inchy set that I used, and as you can see, there are tons of little stamps in here, and they are fabulous, all of them. And then also, this is a block stamp that I used in my project. You know, really, really cool, nice size, good stamp. Show you guys that. And then I also used, this is the tag set that I just showed you. Okay, and then one of the other sets that I got, and I was going to originally use this one first, and then I changed my mind and decided to do the inchies instead. But I did use the little word in here, but these stamps too are absolutely beautiful, and I will be using these in another project. And I saw Roseanne, yes, you are correct, I did do my nails to match my project today. I was wondering if anybody would notice. Oh, that's so cute. Okay guys, so that's what I used for the stamps. Alright, and then also what you're going to need for this project, of course, okay, I used this. I'm going to show you this more in a minute. Okay, you're going to need some different cardstocks. You're going to need, you know, like this is it's not white and it's not quite tan. It's kind of in between. So you'll need this, and then also the different color cardstock that I used in the project. I used some greens, and I used, I think 4 or 5. I'll show them to you when we get started. But okay, so you're going to need the cardstock, and then also you're going to need some trim and a piece of tulle, okay, and some little mini pearls here, and then also some fibers, okay, some really pretty fibers that I used. So, and okay, so you need all of that. And then of course I also used my Gina K stamps, or stamp ink pads I should say, sorry. And for this one I used actually 6 different colors for this project. Okay, so these are the colors that I used. Let's see, I'll go real quick with them. This is Ocean Mist, Lucky Clover, Apple Mint, Sea Glass, okay, and let's see, this one is Powder Blue, and then this one is Blue Lagoon. Okay, so these are all of the ink colors that I used to create this project. There are quite a few because I wanted it to be colorful, but I wanted it to be subtle, so not, you know, like in your face color, just something really pretty and subtle. So, and I absolutely love these pads from Gina K. Okay, so to get started on this cool project that we're doing today, okay, the first thing, now when I bought this, this is how this came, okay. I got this at the Michael's store. I paid $1 for it, and it came just like this. And my original thought was I was going to go ahead and, you know, paint the whole thing and you know, do something like that. But I changed my mind and I didn't do it that way. So what I did was I covered it with some cardstock. So in order to do that, I had to pull this off. So I was going to then, once I had it off, at the end of my project, I was going to go ahead and put it back on. And then I changed my mind again. So, so if if you want, you can either do it that way where you can paint something, you know, on it if you want to use paints or whatever on there. Then you could leave this on. Or, you know, if you want to cover it with paper like I did, you can do that, okay? So, I removed this, and then again, I said I didn't end up using it in the end. I just changed my mind. So, what I did to start off with was I took a piece of cardstock here, and then I just glued this right onto my frame. Okay, now these frames, as I said, they're very inexpensive. I paid $1 for it at Michael's, you know, super inexpensive. And it also has on it, it's got a little peg on the back, a little peg like this, that you can use to sit it up. Okay, so it'll sit on your desk or wherever you're going to put it. Okay. Alright, so we're going to cover this real quick. There we go. And then you're going to have some edges on it. Okay, those of you that, if I didn't say it already, let me say it now. This is about 8 inch by 8 inch. Okay, so when you cut your cardstock, if you're going to use your paper on it, do it slightly bigger, just for the simple fact that, you know, these frames, although they're all the same, sometimes they're different shapes, and some may be a little tiny smaller than others. So I don't want to tell you to cut your paper exactly on 8 by 8, because then if you do it and it doesn't fit, you're going to be upset with me. So so just cut your base paper just a little bit bigger than your frame, okay? And then what you can do once you do that is just go back in and then just trim those edges right off. And then you don't have to worry about your paper being too short. And, you know, that worked out really well. Okay, yeah, because you don't want your paper to be too short, because then that's just wasted paper, right? Alright, so we're just going to trim that. Okay, and this is your base. Alright, so now we've got that done, and I'm going to set that off to the side. So then the next thing that you're going to do, and I've got my Misty here, you're going to take the word stamp, and this is the big block stamp that I'm using here. Okay, and we're going to use this really pretty blue. Okay, this is the powder blue. So we're going to ink this up. You guys are going to love darkroom door stamps. They're absolutely wonderful to work with. Wonderful. I absolutely love them. Okay, so we're going to take that, and then I've got some light colored cardstock in there. As I said, it's not white, it's just a little bit, it's like a little off-white, okay? Just so you know. And then stamp your image. Okay? And then once you've done that, then go ahead and cut around your image just so you have just the words. Okay, so now that we've got that, then the next thing that we're going to do, as you can see here, okay, I've already trimmed this one down. Okay, so then I'm going to get all my stuff here out of the way. Okay, so then I'm going to take the two different color cardstock that I'm using, and I am just going to layer the images. Okay, so we're just going to do that real quick. And as you could see, you know, when I showed you guys my finished one, for this project, I decided instead of doing like straight on layers, I wanted my layers to be a little off. So that's why I put them, this first layer, I put it off at an angle. Okay, I did the same thing with my inchies, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, so then you're going to adhere this piece to your blue. Alright, now this one I put on straight. Okay, And there you have, that's going to be your main image. Alright, so we're going to set that off to the side. Okay, so then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take the little inchies that I have, and here's what they look like. Okay, just little cute little things. And you saw the set I showed you, there's a lot of stamps in there. Okay, so you're going to take that, and I picked 6 different images that I used. And I cut them out, and I stamped them using the 6 different colors. Okay, so each of these that I stamped out, I did in a different color. So I created 6 with 6 different colors. And then once I did that, then I took my cardstock here and I cut backing for each of my images. Now these are about 1.25 inches because I just wanted it a little bit bigger than this. And then also I did 4 of them where I layered them with this pattern paper, and then the other 2 that I did with this other pattern paper. Okay, so I'm gonna, again, we're gonna glue this on, and again I put it on crooked because I just wanted that look. But then on my, I only did it on my stamped images, and then on my pattern paper I did those straight on. Okay, so we're gonna glue that on right there. Okay, all right, so once you have those, and then now you've got all of your other ones already stamped. Okay, so here's all of them that I put together, and as you can see, I added, you know, like the different colored cardstocks. I backed them with the different colored cardstocks that would match the ink that I used for the stamp. Okay, so once you have these all stamped and you have them all adhered to your paper, then you're going to take some little tiny fibers that I used here, and what I did was I just started with a little bit of glue on my back, and then I added, kind of hang on to it there for a second so it sticks, and then what I did was I just wrapped it around and then glued it to the back. Okay, just like that. And then I did the same thing on all of my other images. Cute, right? Such adorable, adorable images. So, alright, so now we're going to scooch that out of the way, and then we're going to finish up our project here. Okay, so we need this once again. So we've got everything stamped, everything's layered, and we have our beautiful fibers on here, and we're gonna, before I forget, we're gonna do the same thing with the big piece. Okay, we're gonna just take a couple fibers or ribbons. You guys, you don't have to use fibers. If you've got ribbons perfect too. Okay, and then what I did the same exact thing on this big piece where I just adhered it to the back and then just kind of wrapped it around there and then glued it again. Alright, just like this. There you go. And then you can, you know, kind of adjust it a little bit if you want it, you know, however way you want to put it on there. But easy. And then you're done with that. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some of this. You know, I've used this before in projects, and I have no idea what to call it. It's, you know, it's like a straw ribbon, I guess. I don't know, guys. But this is what I used, okay? I just don't know what it's called. So what I did with this then is I laid it down Okay, make sure, yep, that looks good. And then I cut 2 pieces of this. Alright, so we've got our other piece. There we go. I'm going to put that off to the side. Okay. So then, make sure that, you know, I got everything together here. So then what I did was I laid it down on the edge here and flipped it over, and then I just used a little bit of glue gun just to adhere that ribbon right onto my frame. Okay, there's one piece. Alright, and then we're going to do the same on the second piece. Okay, just flip it over there. There we go. And we're just going to adhere that right on the back. Oop. Okay, there's one. And as you can see, I'm using my glue gun to kind of hold it down for it to catch the glue, because when I was creating this, I was using my finger and ouch! Yeah, I burn it. I burnt my finger, which, you know, I'm sure that you guys are crafters. Everybody has, any crafter that's ever used a glue gun has burnt their fingers at least once. Alright, so once I have these on, then the next thing I did was I just took a piece of tulle, okay, and I just cut it long enough to kind of, you know, go over the front of my board to where I could also glue it in the back. Okay, so I took the tulle and I kind of gathered it up a little bit at the top, and then again, this is going to be the top. I took my glue gun here, and then just kind of stick that on there. Okay, then we're going to wrap it around the front. Okay, and for the bottom part, I wanted the top up here, I wanted it a little bit more gathered. Okay, so down at the bottom, I wanted it a little bit wider. Okay, so you're going to take your tulle and just make sure that it's a little bit wider at your bottom, and then you can kind of gather it back here. And then adhere that down. Okay. So now you have the basics, okay, for your base. Okay, so now this is all done. So now you're ready to take everything that you just did and decorate it. Okay, so for that, what I did for this then was I took my foam tape, and then on the back of each of these, I just put a little bit of foam tape. Now, those of you guys that have been following me for some time know that, you know, I do love to layer, you know, and I love my images to pop out and not lay flat. So again, I did the same thing on this one because, you know, I just like the look. I think it's really, really pretty. So we're just going to add a piece on each of these. And you don't need a lot. You just want a little piece on there just so, you know, the image will pop off of. Oh, well, that was nice. That just went right on there. There we go. So it'll pop right off of your base here. Okay, so we've got one more for here. Alright, there we go. And then I also did the same for the 4 corners of this piece. Okay, so right. And you see how quick and easy this all goes together. It does not take much time to put this project together. And that's another thing that, you know, that I love. I do love, you know, doing projects with lots of detail, but I can't always show those to you because they take a lot, you know, they take a while to do. So, alright, so then what you're going to do then, of course, is just peel off all of your tape pieces here. And then we're going to adhere all of these to our base. Okay. Alright. So we're going to lay this one down first. Okay, and I'm going to kind of put it a little bit closer up to the top. Okay. There we go. Oh, no, let's do it a little, let's do it down just a smidge. I think I want it down just a smidge. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Alright, so we're going to adhere that, and then you're going to do the same thing with each of these stamped images. My fan's going to start blowing these all around here in a minute. Okay, so we're going to peel these backs off. Let's put them over here. Okay, there's that one, and then the last two. Okay, so once you have your foam tape on and you're ready to put it onto your piece, okay, so what I did with mine, of course, was I started up here at the top and I just started adding my pieces onto my base here. Okay, so this one there, okay, and then the star. Okay, so you see, then you're just going to adhere these on. Now, if they start popping up a little bit like this, then what you can do is just take a little dab of glue and just kind of put it underneath each of them, and then it'll lay flatter for you. Okay, all right, so you've got all of this done. So the last thing that I did was I stamped one of the labels. This is the label that I used. I stamped this, and then I stamped the seashells in the inside. Okay, and then from there we're going to take a little piece of mulberry paper, and you guys have seen me do this before, but those of you if you haven't seen, okay, I like my mulberry paper. I love mulberry paper to begin with anyways, because it's gives such a beautiful look to your projects, and it's easy to use, and that's what I like about it. Okay, so you're going to take the mulberry paper, and what you can see I did here is I just added some water around the edges there, and then that way it makes it easier for you to tear and shred your edges. Okay, so you want to kind of hang on to it and take a tool. You don't necessarily have to have this tool. You can actually come back and use your fingers and do it this way, you know. But I have my nifty tool here, and it makes it go a little bit faster if I do it this way. Okay, so you're just going to tear around your edges here of your mulberry. And when you're doing this, make sure, as you can see as I'm working, I'm kind of holding the piece down, because you don't want to rip it. You don't want to kind of leave it like this or hold the edge over and then pull, because sometimes you can pull like a big chunk out, and you don't want to do that. Okay, you just want, you know, those edges to look a little frayed. Alright, so now I'm going to scooch all of that out of the way. Okay, so then what I would do with this is I would, you know, since I've already got it wet, I took my heat tool and I dried it off. Okay, so then after I did that, then I laid my seashells on, my little word stamp, and then I placed it down here at the bottom. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then up here at the top, I took another piece of, you know, fibers, is what I'm trying to say here. And I tied that piece off at the top, and that's just to kind of pull, my top a little tighter at the top. And, you know, I tied a cute little bow in there too, so, you know, it kind of added to that. Alright, so a piece here, and just kind of tie it up here a little bit. I don't know if I'm actually centered or not, probably not, but that's alright, because when you do your project, you're going to be doing it a lot slower than what I'm doing right now. Okay, so there we go. We've got our little bow up at the top. Trim that off. Okay, and then last but not least, you're going to finish off your beautiful, beautiful frame here, just as I've done here, where I took some of my little pearls and I added 4 down here at the very bottom. Okay, right where my seashells are. And then I added some actual seashells in my corners up here. And then I took the pearls and I added 3 of them up there. Okay, so there you go. That's how easy it is to create this beautiful, beautiful frame. I absolutely love this, you guys, and you guys are going to love creating it. It makes a perfect gift also. I'm not giving it to anybody because I'm going to keep it for myself. But maybe, I have my other one over here, so maybe I'll give this one to somebody over here. But I absolutely love it. And these stamps are just amazing, amazing to work with. Okay. So, let me pull my camera back up here. There we go. That's a tad bit high. Okay, there we go. Alright. So, wasn't that fun? And super, super easy. Super easy. But it does make an absolutely beautiful decoration for your house. It really does. So, I hope you guys do it. You know, I hope you create it because it is so much fun and these stamps are amazing to work with. I want to thank Darkroom Door again for their generous, you know, sponsorship. You know, Ann and I appreciate it so very, very much. So, thank you to Darkroom Door, everybody. And then, of course, you know, if you have questions or whatever, okay, Dorothy, I see that you asked about the fibers. You know, actually, Dorothy, for these, what I have a tendency, because I've had these for a while, but what I would do is I would go into the craft store and I would buy small pieces, not small pieces, but small packages of yarn, and then I would keep those, and then I would just, you know, cut them up and use them for whatever project that I'm using them for. So basically that's all it is. It's just yarn, you know, but you can find it anywhere in any of your craft stores, and you just need little pieces. Now, because I have so much of it, I have like a big bag full of nothing but yarn that, you know, I use for my fibers. So there you go. I hope that answers your question. Okay, so you guys know that I go over everything. Open weave burlap. Oh, Debbie, that's okay. I like that. I like that. I don't know ever what to call it, but that works. Thank you. Okay, so the larger ribbon looks like, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Very much so, Dorothy. Thank you. Did I try stapling instead? No, I did not. That would be another way to go. For me, it was just easier just to use my glue gun. So, you know. Okay, yeah, been there, done that. I know, right, Denise? Everybody has. All right, you guys. So there it is. I'm done for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me again every single week. Ann and I really appreciate you guys being here with us to craft and to have a good time. But before I go, let me announce the winner from last week, which is a $25 gift certificate from Your Next Stamp. And that winner is, I can't read my own writing, Joanne Perry. Okay, so congratulations, Joanne. I didn't see her in here, so I will contact you. But congratulations, you won a $25 gift card from Your Next Stamp. So you guys, don't forget, Ann's going to be going live in about an hour, 15 minutes, so don't miss that. She'll be right here on our Facebook page. And also, don't forget to like, comment, and share my video today. And also go over to Darkroom Door and, you know, like their page if you haven't done so already, so you can be entered into the giveaway. And I have to tell you guys something too. The more that you share it, the more entries that you get, because the computer program that we use picks up how many times also that you share. So you get more chances if you share it more often, which is awesome. So do that. All right, everybody, have a absolute great week. I will see, oh no, I will not see you all next week. Rich and I are leaving, and Ann is going to be doing on our July 1st, yeah, it's July 1st, right? Yes, July 1st, Ann is going to be doing both of our lives on that day, because I'm going to take a little break, a little vacation, okay? So, stay tuned for that. Ann always has some fabulous, you know, project planned, or, you know, she's going to show you some great ideas. She does really good with tech stuff, like giving you really good, you know, different ways to use your products, which is awesome. You know, absolutely love that. So stay tuned for Ann, like I said, in a little over an hour, and I will see you all on the 8th, on July 8th, okay? So until then, you guys, take care of yourselves, stay safe, have a great week or two. Yeah, 2 weeks, it'll be 2 weeks for me, and I will see you all when I get back. Yes. All right, and last but not least, don't forget to take some time to craft, because it's good for your soul. All right, everybody, you take care, and I will see you all in a couple weeks.